Good morning. Today we learn our civics lesson, our constitution. Lesson 1, our constitution. So we are directly moving into the class. What is a constitution? A constitution is a comprehensive document containing set of rules according to which government of a country runs. Constitution is a document. What does the document have? The document contains set of rules and regulations. Constitution is a document which contains number of rules and regulations, and according to these rules and regulations, government of a country runs. That means it is a document which helps a country to run its government. Right? Okay. So without constitution, it is difficult to maintain law and order. It is difficult to run the government. All the countries are having its own constitution. Constitution may be written constitution or may be unwritten. Okay. So we are discussing about Indian Constitution. How Indian Constitution came into being. We will go to that history. Indian Constitution, the beginning of Indian Constitution is from the Cabinet Mission Plan. Second World War ended in 1945. And after the Second World War, the British government decided to grant freedom to India. Britain was also one of the winners of the Second World War. Britain had much setbacks, much losses in the war. So Britain decided to grant freedom to India. In India also the freedom struggle movement that was at the top level. So Britain found it difficult to keep India under control. So Britain decided to grant freedom to India. So in order to hand over the administrative powers to the Indians, they appointed a commission that is called the Cabinet Mission. They wanted to hand over administrative powers to India or the Indians in a systematic way, and in order to hand over the power or in order to grant freedom, they appointed a commission called the Cabinet Mission. Okay, Cabinet Mission. Cabinet Mission that is in 1946. Okay. In 1946, they appointed the Cabinet Mission, and the Cabinet Mission made some proposals in India. One of the most important proposals laid out by the Cabinet Mission was formation of a constituent assembly. Okay. Cabinet Mission laid a proposal for making a constituent assembly. What for this constituent assembly? In order to make a constitution. Okay. If there is no constitution, administration of India would not be possible and would not go smoothly. India was a very big nation that time. Okay. That's why to run the administration of India, a constitution is must. And in order to make a constitution, they decided to make a constituent assembly. So as per the proposal of Cabinet Mission to form a constituent assembly, elections held in India. Elections held in 1946 in order to form constituent assembly. So thus the constituent assembly was formed, which contained 385 members. And the constituent assembly started the working of constitution making. They started constitution making process. The Constituent Assembly conducted its first meeting on 9 December 1946. Okay. First sitting or first meeting, that is 9 December 1946. 9 December 1946, first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held. And Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly. Okay. Sachidananda Sinha was presided over the sitting, but Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly. But this Constituent Assembly, when it conducted its first meeting, members from the Muslim League, they did not join in the Constituent Assembly. Members of Muslim League, that was a political party, Muslim League was demanding for a separate nation called Pakistan. So, since there was no proposal for making a separate nation for the Muslims called Pakistan was there in the cabinet mission plan, the Muslim League, they were disappointed and they were not ready to cooperate or work with the Indian National Congress or the other members of the Constituent Assembly. So they boycotted the meeting of Constituent Assembly. Okay. Muslim League boycotted the Constituent Assembly. Thus the remaining members, they participated and Constituent Assembly first meeting was conducted from 9 December 1946 in the absence of members of the Muslim League. And when the meeting was started, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he made a proposal in the Constituent Assembly on 13th December 1946. 13th December 1946. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru made a proposal in the Constituent Assembly. The proposal was nothing. It was just the aims of the Indian Constitution. What should be the Indian Constitution? What should be the goal of Indian Constitution? That was the content of this proposal. So this proposal was called Objectives Resolution. The proposal laid by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in the Constituent Assembly on 13th December 1946 is called Objectives Resolution. Objectives Resolution was passed on 13th December 1946 and the Constituent Assembly passed the Objectives Resolution, agreed with the Objectives Resolution on 22nd January 1947. Okay. On 22nd January it was introduced by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Objective Resolution was introduced by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on 13th December 1946 and the Constituent Assembly agreed and passed the Objectives Resolution on 22nd January 1947. Thus, Objectives Resolution was passed. Okay, its main proposals where India should be a republic. Okay, there should be social, economic, and political freedom to the Indian people. Fundamental rights should be guaranteed. Okay, there should be assurance for the backward classes, scheduled class and weaker sections of society in maintaining or in keeping their rights and freedom. Like these certain suggestions were there, and that is called this Objectives Resolution. Okay, when the Constituent Assembly started, Constituent Assembly was formed. There was no enough representation from all the communities of India. many of the communities were not having any representatives in the Constituent Assembly. That is why the members who were elected to the Constituent Assembly or Constituent Assembly as a whole decided to get participation of all the or to get the representation of all the communities from India. That is why they decided to nominate some members to the Constituent Assembly. Okay. So, as a part of that, they nominated members from Anglo-Indian community. They nominated members from Indian Christians. They nominated members from Parsis, Sikhs, like these communities who were not represented in the Constituent Assembly were nominated to the Constituent Assembly, and thus the Constituent Assembly ensured or it made sure that all the communities are having their representation in the Constituent Assembly. Okay, thus the Constituent Assembly started functioning from 9 December 1946. And when the Constituent Assembly started functioning, the Constituent Assembly was divided into 8 different committees. All the members of the Constituent Assembly was divided into 8 different committees. And one of the most important of these committees was the drafting committee. Drafting committee. It was drafting committee was headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was appointed as the chairman of drafting committee. So B.R. Ambedkar played a very important role in the formation of a constitution. Okay, and the formation of our constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played the most important role. Main role he played, because the draft committee was the most important committee and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman, the president of this committee. Okay, about B.R. Ambedkar, some notes are given in the book, you just read and understand it. So that's all these committees worked for the formation of constitution. The members of various committees, they traveled to different other countries. They studied the constitution of various countries, and they got an idea from the other constitutions, and they have taken some of the important clauses, important parts from the other constitution, and thus they formed a constitution of India. The first reading of the constitution was taken place in November 1947. In November 1947, first reading was completed. Second reading was completed by October 1949. Okay, November 1948. November 1948, first reading was completed. Okay, it was November 47. November 1948, first reading was completed, and its second reading was completed by October 1949, and the third reading that was in November 1949. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. October, first reading, November 1948. This is first reading. Second reading, October 1949. And the third reading, it was in November 1949. Okay. November 1949, our constitution was passed. Means the members of Constituent Assembly agreed and signed on the constitution in the third reading on November 1949, after getting the signature of the members of the Constituent Assembly, Constitution was passed. Well, the Constitution was passed on 26 November 1949. It is on 26. Okay. On 26 November 1949, Constitution was passed. But its clauses were not came into being or not enforced on 26 November 1949. The Constitution came into being only on 26 January 1950. Constitution was passed, not passed, enforced. Indian Constitution was enforced on 26 January 1950. Indian Constitution was passed on 26 November 1949. Okay. You know the difference between this day our Constitution was ready and all the members of the Constituent Assembly agreed on the Constitution, so it was officially came into being. But all the provisions of the Constitution, that was adopted, that was enforced, or Constitution was executed from 26 January 1950 onwards. There was a reason why it enforced on 26 January. 26 January is an important day in the history of India, because in the Lahore session held in 1949, Indian National Congress held 1929, Indian National Congress held its annual session in 1929 at Lahore. That was a historic session. In that session, the members of the Congress decided that they shall celebrate complete Independence Day. They decided to celebrate 26 January as the complete Independence Day. So, as per the resolution passed on in Lahore session, as per the resolution passed by the Indian National Congress in November 1929, 26 January 1930, the next 26 January, that is 26 January 1930. This was celebrated, this day was celebrated as the complete Independence Day. Although India was not free, the Indian National Congress celebrated 26 January 1930 as the complete Independence Day. Thereafter, every 26 January was celebrated as Independence Day by the members of Indian National Congress. So, for the Indian National Congress or for the Indians, 26 January was an important day. So, after getting freedom on 15th August 1947, it is not possible to celebrate 26 January. So, they stopped celebrating 26 January as our Independence Day. Instead, they decided that we should not forget the importance of this 26 January. That is why the makers of Constitution, they decided to enforce the Constitution on 26 January. And 26 November 1949, Constitution was passed. Next 26 January falls in 1950. So they decided to enforce the Constitution on 26 January 1950. And that is why Constitution came to be more enforced on 26 January 1950. So the real importance of 26 January is not it is the Republic Day, it was the first Independence Day. Okay, many of the Indians don't know the importance of 26 January. Remember, if it is asked you also will say, what is the importance of 26 January? You will say, it is the Republic Day. But actually, it is not the Republic Day, it is Republic Day. But the importance of 26 January is, it was celebrated by the Congress or by the Indians as the first Independence Day. And in order to keep up the memory of this first Independence Day, that is the 26th January, after passing the Constitution was enforced in 26th January 1950. So this is the importance of the 26th January. This is why Constitution came into Constitution was enforced on 26th January 1950. So remember the importance of 26 January. Okay, that's all about our lesson. Just read and understand it. The main things you have to remember is the cabinet, cabinet mission plan. Okay. Then constituent assembly and its formation. Okay. About drafting committee. Role of BRM member. Just read it. Then importance of 26 January. Objectives resolution. That also you read and understand. Okay. Our lesson is over. You read this lesson well. It's very simple lesson. You find out the question answers. You write the question answers in your copy, and I shall give you a date to submit your copy. So you write down the question answers of this civics lesson. 2 lessons of history also we have completed. Lesson 1 and 2 we completed, and the civics lesson 1 also is over. So you complete the notes of all these 3 lessons, and I shall give you a date. On that date you submit. The coming days, okay, I shall ask you to submit the copy. So all of you must submit the copy. This submitting the copy, that also we are keeping the record of submitting the copies, and all the works we are giving you, and on the basis of that we will make an evaluation. Okay, and on the basis of that marks will be awarded. That's why follow all the directions strictly. Okay, whatever directions given by me, you follow it seriously and strictly. Okay, so read the lesson and complete the notes and learn the lesson. Thank you.